Hey, good morning, everybody. Doing some hands-free video here. I wanted to talk to you real quick this morning about having our physical strength contribute to our spiritual strength. And maybe it's physical, mental, but this idea, I want to talk about the difference between like pleasure and happiness. And we often confuse pleasure for happiness. So in our world, especially in our nation, in our modern world, all the countries that are modern especially, we have this great ability to feed our pleasures, which are oftentimes vices. So we give in to them right away, whether it's eating badly or giving into our anger, whatever, looking at pornography, whatever people will do, whatever releases that dopamine, right? And we get that rush. But then that's not good for us. So eating too much, going to bed too late, scrolling too much on your phone, all these feed into a pleasure system. And that we think that makes us happy, but it doesn't. What happens when you stay up too late scrolling on your phone and you go to bed and you wake up the next day and you're just feeling miserable, right? And so there's a difference between pleasure and happiness. And we have come to really feed our pleasures and not feed our happiness. So, well, how does the physical come about then? So I believe that our physical strength can help our mental, spiritual strength. Now, and maybe I'm saying it wrong, maybe it's our mental strength, but anyway, the idea is this, that if I get up out of bed and I don't hit snooze on my alarm clock, and I get up out of bed when it goes off, and I start my day, I'm doing something that's good. And I don't regret staying in bed longer and really not getting any sleep anyway. You don't really get too much good sleep. Or to the point I'm building into is, what if I start going to the gym? What if I start taking morning walks or evening walks every day? What if I start doing a walk-jog program? I jog for a while, walk when I'm tired, jog. Or I'm gonna go lift weights. And I do these things that after a little while, my motivation, our motivation goes away. In the beginning, we're kind of motivated, but if I will keep going, like if I go to the gym when I don't want to go to the gym, if I'll walk when I don't want to walk, if I'll get up out of that couch and get outside and do that walk or that jog or that walk jog, if I'll do that, when I'm done doing that, I feel happier because I've denied myself the pleasure of staying in bed in the morning. I denied myself the pleasure of staying on the couch. I've denied myself the pleasure of the ease or eating those Cheetos. I've denied myself that pleasure. And once I get through to the other side of it and I've eaten that healthy food and I feel full, I've gone to the gym and I feel good, then I actually find a sense of peace. So when we deny ourselves our pleasures, we can actually find a sense of happiness. And now when I'm living in that sense of happiness, that helps my mental, emotional state. In my mental, emotional state as well, I can track better spiritually. Oftentimes, we don't track well spiritually because physically we feel like garbage. Mentally, emotionally, we don't feel good. So we don't do the things that we should. We don't spend time with the Lord, or we fall asleep, or we don't do these things. So I hope I'm not sounding too confusing here, because I'm just really putting these thoughts together. Is the difference between feeding your pleasure and your happiness can have an impact on your spiritual life and your spiritual strength, and also your emotional, mental strength. If you and I, including myself, if I will quit depending on motivation and I will depend on discipline, doing the things I don't want to do in the moment that I know are good for me, then I'll become somebody not only that builds up a physical strength, but also a mental strength, and I'll find that I'm happier because I'm not feeding these little vices that my pleasure give into: overeating, oversleeping, over drinking if you're a drinker, whatever it may be. So I wanted you to take a look today at your life. Maybe you scroll on the phone way too long, and you need to get up and you need to do some push-ups, or you need to stretch, you need to get your body limber again, and do something that in the short term you don't want to do, but you'll be glad that you did do it when you're done. That's going to translate into happiness and that is going to put you in just a better frame of mind overall. And really, when you're more at peace that way, it's easier to step into the things that also build up your spirit. So it maybe should be the other way around. Maybe we should be building up our spirit. And now this same idea, discipline, goes directly to our spiritual strength also, as far as reading the Bible, praying, talking to God. This idea of discipline, doing something that we don't want to do, and that we should do, we know we'd be happy with. But when it comes to the physical side, your physical strength, your physical fitness of your heart and lungs, when you feel good, you tend to make better choices overall. And so I just wanted to throw those thoughts out there to you. Hopefully not too confusing, and get this thing loaded up. It's already getting almost 6 minutes long. Take a risk, touch the world with His love, life, and power.